So like,
butter
I was
dog,
just
then
trying to do this, and then the butter was
my
melting
brain
off
isn't
the
working
thing
real
and-
good right now. It doesn't want to.
I showed up.
All right, that one wasn't as good.
It wasn't as good, but
wasn't
hey,
as good.
it's all about just being here in the moment.
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of Not All Here podcast. I am your boy Easy L, and we also got
Jettison Bombardier.
that means that it's the Lo-Fi Barry White, and
I'm somebody, man. I'm not gonna say I'm new aliases every time.
oh, new aliases every time.
New aliases.
Gotcha. Okay,
It's the guacamole coyote.
Guacamole Coyote. That's
Yeah,
hilarious. Okay, but man, we hope y'all, everybody that's tuning in, y'all having a good day. Starting off the week just right. And so just to, another episode to get your week going. And today on the Not All Here podcast, we got a bunch of topics that we're going to go over and just talk, man. We got a lot of interesting topics, which, by the way, with the first one, I wanted to talk about. I'm pretty sure I've seen it on social media and Twitter. I know we've talked about this.
The gram?
Yeah, the gram. So
Gram.
I'm pretty sure, there's a bazillion users on Instagram, but if you don't know, if you haven't been paying attention, Instagram has been doing some changes, just bringing in some new changes. One of them being the layout of the app, and one thing that I've been noticing, I noticed it on Twitter. Instagram basically made a post where they were saying, hey, just want to let you know we're bringing in new things. We're going to incorporate new things on the layout. Some things have moved. So how it used to be, for those who don't know or haven't been paying attention, is at the bottom, you'd have like home, basically, all your followers, you see their posts. Then right next to it was Explore, which you could get on see the popular page. Then it was notifications, I think, because it's like 4 at the bottom, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So then it was like your notifications, and then it was to your page, your personal page, whichever account you were on. So what they did, and what I actually noticed on my girl's page, my girl's Instagram today, is crazy. I didn't even realize it. So on mine, what ended up happening, this new update is, now they're trying to push Reels like really hard,
right?
Which is their version of TikTok, and they're trying to get like a bunch of people from TikTok to like leave TikTok, come to Instagram. So they introduced Reels, which is like a 15-second video. That's all it is. And so basically TikTok. So what they ended up doing was moving the Explore page to the top right. Okay. And then now Reels is where Explore used to be, like the popular page. And so now the next thing that they introduced that I noticed on my girls, which is a step further, I guess maybe everybody's just updating slowly, is where your notifications were at the bottom. Now it's the shopping. So it's like a little shopping bag thing. And I guess it's for people who are selling things or if you want to buy stuff off Instagram.
Right.
And so people are up in arms. And they're like, man, this is whack. This is horrible. Like, I hate Instagram. I'm going to go to another app. And one of the things is I want to ask, like, how do you feel? Did you notice the changes?
Nah, well, none of my pages updated yet. I'm old school. They know that. Right. They know that, to keep me where I'm at. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, man. I feel like everybody's tired of the gram.
Yeah.
And, just reading on Twitter, everybody was going crazy about this. It reminded me, I don't know if you remember, way back in the day, Facebook changed and the whole world was like upset about that.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
No. Like,
See,
do you remember what it was? Like,
I don't even remember what it was, yo. But everybody was pissed. Then Snapchat changed. Everybody was pissed.
I remember Snapchat. I remember people being up in arms about Snapchat. I don't remember what change it was.
I don't either.
And that's interesting because like I'm going to come back to that in a second. But
I think people will get over this. I don't even know if Instagram's going to take a hit, honestly.
Bro, the way that I feel about it, because I'm glad you said that, is that I think this is one of the things where everybody is just throwing a tantrum right now.
Right.
And people are like, man, I can't believe this shit is like this. Like, bring it back. I'm leaving. But I feel like because of the way our attention span is now,
right,
like something's going to happen. We're going to forget. And then we're going to be like, oh, this isn't that bad.
Yep.
It's going to be just like that.
I mean,
it's just like so funny because like when I was looking on Twitter and Instagram had posted on Twitter and they were saying, these are the updates, this is what's going on, and like, man, going through like the reactions and the comments of like that thread,
everybody was pissed.
Bro, everybody was pissed. Nobody was like, oh, you know what, everybody, let's embrace this change. Let's
well, I think also creators are mad that Instagram is super limiting everybody.
Oh,
I think everybody's noticed that recently.
Man.
You know, me and you talked about that.
Yeah.
And so creators are mad, and then just regular people, I think, are mad because they're like, yo, y'all are just trying to sell me stuff. And also notifications. I was thinking about this, right? Mm-hmm. They kind of moved the notification thing. Do you remember on Facebook? I remember on Facebook a long time ago, notifications used to always be about me. It's like, okay, somebody liked my picture. Somebody left me a comment.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote on my wall. Those were my notifications.
Yeah.
Now notifications
are like on like what is it? Fake? Because like I get on Facebook every now and then, not too much, but it's more like someone posted a new video or like, hey, your engagement's low. You should do this.
Well, another notification will be like, your friend went to Krispy Kreme. I'm like, why do I need to know Bob went to Krispy Kreme? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, like I don't know, like Carlos Santana got a new guitar. Like,
you're like, I mean, I don't know him personally, but cool. But
am I even friends with Carlos Santana? I don't. So I wonder if Instagram's going to start doing that instead of being like, oh, Easy L liked your picture. It's going to be, Diddy just went to New York.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't care. Like,
yeah,
that's so hilarious. But yeah, no, I definitely agree. And like, I think this is just them trying to. I think they're kind of. They see what's going on with TikTok and how popping it is for like the kids and the younger people or just everybody, and they're trying to like keep up because I think Instagram is a place because you remember Facebook bought Instagram,
right? And
so now what they're trying to do is they're trying to make sure that no other social media really takes like or they're trying to be the top basically social media app. That's what they're trying to do, and so. They see TikTok coming up in like all these popular videos and all these crazy views and stuff like that. And they're like, we need to capitalize on that. Right. So, of course, that's why they brought in Reels. And they're like, we're just going to take their idea and just call it Reels, slap a new thing. We're under new management, and they're trying to do that. I was going to say that it's kind of crazy because you were talking about the algorithm before. And like, bro, I remember, and we've talked about this, but for those, I don't know if y'all have noticed, like whenever you make a post, I remember before the algorithm changed, like, you know, I got some decent likes, like a bunch of looks and people are on there. But now my engagement and everything just like down.
It fell off a cliff.
Bro, it fell off a cliff. And it's just like, yo, but I think that's because when they made these changes, now they're like, we want everybody to use Reels.
Yep.
We want everybody to start doing these videos. You know, you better get up and dance, you know. They're trying to tell you, like, if you want to be popular, you need to be doing these dances out there. And, but, like, it's wild because I know me and you talked about this. Like, we tested it to where I think one of the first reels that I did on my EZL page was I posted just like a little, not even really an animation, my Easy Loops thing that I did, and it got like over 600 views. Yeah, and I'm just like, yo, what the hell? That's crazy. And I compared it to an actual post, like with the picture.
How much did that one get?
Only like 100 something.
Yeah,
and so like you're just like, what the hell? It's just like real crazy because I was gonna say that at first I think everybody had the same reaction. They were like up in arms and they're like, yo, F this, we're gonna go somewhere else. But I think Instagram is just like, well, where you gonna go? Where you gonna go? Where you gonna go get your post? Where you gonna do this? And they're just doing this because they can. And so all we now that I look at it, I'm just like, listen, bro, we just gotta adapt and we gotta go with it.
Everybody's ready for the new thing, man.
I think so. I know.
That's why people talking about Clubhouse.
Yeah, and speaking of Clubhouse, your boys are officially on Clubhouse.
Oh, it's amazing. I was on there for 30 seconds the other day, and then I immediately got off. But it was an enjoyable 10 seconds when I clicked the app, and then when I looked for a chat room, that was enjoyable.
Yo, it's so funny because I think I had told you, I was like, I think I was chilling in my room. And I was just like, I had signed up and they were like, hey, yeah, we reserved your It's EZL name. So that way, whenever we open, you'll be good. And then the only way, of course, you can get on there is if somebody invites you. And so randomly I checked it and I was like, oh, shit, I'm in Clubhouse. And then, but just like you, I got on there. I'm like, oh, this is what it is.
You're so exclusive. You had an invite and didn't even know it, bro.
No, I didn't.
You're popping, bro.
No.
You got invited and didn't even know. Dang.
It's not. Man, I'm gonna tell you right now. I know we talked about this too, but Clubhouse. For those who don't know what Clubhouse is, we about to open up the box. We about to tell you the whole thing, the secrets. If you haven't already known, it's just basically like
It's like walking into a party and you don't know anyone there and everyone's talking.
Exactly. That's a perfect example. That's exactly what it is. It's just like different rooms that discuss different things. So like I know when I open mine, sometimes they'll be like, hey, sometimes I'll see marketing. Let's talk about marketing, or let's talk about this TV show. Let's do this. But it's like these people just talking. It's almost like what I equated it to, what I told my girl. I was like, it feels like I'm back in school. You know, you walk in class and somebody's giving a presentation.
That's why I don't like it.
That's why I don't like it. I'm just like, man, this is whack. Like, I don't see the benefit of it.
I get it. I honestly get it. I just don't think it's for me.
I was going to say, I think, I know I've told you this, I think it's actually the way that social media is actually going to be one day. I think it's going to be to that point, and I wouldn't be surprised if one of two things happens. One, Instagram buys Clubhouse, or I mean, Facebook buys Clubhouse, and they're like, we're going to take this feature, or they just steal the feature and be like, they're slowly but surely, not soon, but I think one day Instagram will be like, hey, we started doing chat rooms.
Dude, how funny is that? Everything comes full circle.
Yeah.
Dude, chat rooms were a thing like 20, 30 years ago. That was like the poppin' only thing to do on the internet.
That was
how
like
crazy
the
is
first
that?
social media
Chat
type
rooms.
of thing.
Wow.
And everybody had a different chat room for if you like fishing, if you like sports, if you like movies, you know. And so, but now you can actually hear people.
You've never been in a fishing chat room.
Never. But I know it's
Why
a thing.
Why did you say fishing chat room?
Because I know it's a thing. People like fishing, you know?
My dad would go in the fishing chat room if he knew how to. Shout out my dad. Love you, Dad.
What was I going to say? I think social media is going to go that way to where it'll get to a point and it's just going to be like people talking. Because I think Instagram, to be honest, the way that I see it, I think Instagram's is just trying to be like this Facebook, YouTube hybrid. Because I think eventually they're going to start doing what YouTube does, which they kind of do already.
What do you mean?
Like they're going to have like their own shows. They're gonna have like
they tried that with Instagram TV, I think IGTV. I don't know if that worked out. Seems like they kind of deaded it a little bit.
I feel like right now it's on the back burner, but I think they're still gonna try at it because I think they want to eventually. Because at the end of the day, with all these apps, everybody wants to make money. That's what they want to do. They're not just doing this because they're like, you know what, this is great.
You're talking about the companies, not the users.
Not the users, but the company. They want to make money. And how did they make money? They get advertisers.
Right.
You know, people pay them to advertise on there. And I think eventually, I don't know how soon, but I think what they'll start doing is like like episodic things or whatever. And they'll be like, hey, you can watch this on IGTV.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And then there'll be like an ad in front of the show or just whatever. And then they'll slowly start to roll out. But I think that's some time down the line. Right now, YouTube's still king of that, I think.
You know, as far as making money and stuff like that goes, you know, when Snapchat basically fell off of the map as far as like the amount of people using it, you know, they make more money now than they did before.
Is that because all those advertising?
Yeah,
things?
Before they weren't even making money. They were operating at a loss.
That's wild.
And now barely anybody gets on there, but now they make money.
That's hilarious. But that makes perfect sense because I remember I randomly got on Snapchat like one time, I think a year or two ago. And like I went on there, I guess, and when you go to whatever page that shows all those like, hey, these like big Snapchat profiles, they're like, did you ever see that thing that went viral about like, was it people who used to be in a relationship and they're in a white backdrop and they talk about like, would they give it a second chance?
No.
So there's like this one clip that was like going viral of like, I think this dude and this girl, and she was like, she had set him up to see if he would cheat on her. But then what ended up happening is the girl that she paid to like try to make him cheat, she said, yeah, he did cheat with me. And then he was like, I didn't do anything. And then basically what ended up happening was she set her up. So she actually wanted to be with the dude and said,
who, the girl she paid?
Yeah. And so she was trying to do a double cross to be with the dude. And then like it was like super viral, and like you could probably still find the clip online.
If you do things like that, you're doing too much. You just, if you have a significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, just stop with the prank shit. What are you doing?
But I say all that to say it was something that was popping, and the only way you could watch it was on Snapchat. And so they were like, you can't watch anywhere else until somebody like ripped it to YouTube or something.
Until he cheats with her niece's husband. And then it gets strange.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
But but no, it's real interesting because like I think right now we're at like a with this social media, we're kind of like at a miniature crossroads, I think, because I think though being like with all the changes to Instagram, it almost seems like it's almost like we're all like drug addicts. We're like, man, this ain't the same no more. They changed the recipe, but yet we still keep going.
Dude, I'm trying to get off of social media so bad. I know I stare at it for too long every single day. I'm doing better, but it is a great, I don't know a better tool as far as trying to be an entrepreneur and selling stuff. I don't know a better tool than it. But man, as far as like a user, as far as like scrolling and wasting time, I'm trying to get off of it.
I remember when I first did that with TikTok, and I was like, oh shit, this is dangerous, because like you just keep scrolling. It never ends.
TikTok is amazing. I was just on there before we started the podcast. I was dying laughing. I don't even know why I went on there. It was just,
it's your brain trying to get those endorphins.
Brain melting, man.
But it's going to be interesting to see. Ooh, excuse me. Let us know how y'all feel about it. I know a bunch of people hate how Instagram, but if you're one of those people who loves it, like, yeah, I'm all for it, man, drop a comment on the next post or shoot us a DM or whatever at Not All Here Podcast on IG. Anyway, moving on from that to a quick little topic, because I wanted to bring this up because, I mean, everybody's talking about it on Twitter for the most part. What? Is the new Xbox and PS5.
Oh, my God.
And so, I'm not really either team. So
You're not a team? I'm not a team either. I'm kind of like a grumpy old man when it comes to video games.
I still got my Atari.
I'm not anti-video games, but I'm what's a better word than slightly not anti?
You just don't care. Like,
no,
it's slightly not anti, or you slightly are.
Don't care is like indifference.
Yeah. Oh, so you're indifferent about it?
No, I'm not that. I don't know. I'm just a grumpy old man. It's just me personally. At this point in my life, I'm trying to put my time into other places.
Gotcha.
I know video games are fun and amazing, but I kind of even look at those like social media. Like, oh no, man, definitely. I'm looking at this too much. You know what I mean? Like,
no, definitely.
But I'm not. I don't want to sound like a hater and like I'm judging people. Yeah. Get your PS5 and your Xbox if you love them.
No, definitely. I'm just saying. Sometimes it's good to get away. It's the same way. I
feel it.
Yeah, it's a good way to escape from the problems in life. But no, definitely those came out, and people are like either team Xbox or team PlayStation, and I'm like, I don't care, man, just have fun, enjoy it, because I still play from time to time. I try to make like small amounts of time now.
Which is better?
Which is better?
Yes.
I mean, I grew up with PlayStation, and then I went to Xbox. Right now, I'm gonna say at the moment, PlayStation is a little better just because of the games, but Xbox is like they have this thing where like graphics are amazing, but you can also play the Xbox stuff on PC, and like graphics look crazy on there.
This is something I didn't even know. You put me onto that.
Yeah.
Tell people that, because maybe they're dumb like me.
So basically, if you have like a gaming PC or just a PC in general, you can play Xbox games, because of course Microsoft owns PCs, and you have Windows on everything, and you can play what's it called? You can have Xbox Game Pass or this other thing called Steam, which is a bunch of PC games. And you can, bro, I kid you not, you could probably play a bunch of stuff from back in the day, but have it updated graphics. Like people like mod things.
Oh, that's fine.
So, yeah, like I'm playing a game right now that was on like Xbox 360, but it's like updated to 4K now. And somebody went, and some people love it so much they're like, I'm gonna take the time to make these graphics like amazing.
Yeah.
Like I played Grand Theft Auto 3 that was on PlayStation 2 on the PC.
That's not Vice City.
No. I played Vice City. It's the same thing.
They got that updated?
Yep.
Oh man.
I mean, it's not like super 4K, but it still looks like it. But you can play it on the PC now.
This is gonna super date me, but the last game I played heavy was maybe Vice City.
Man, Vice City is amazing.
Or Call of Duty, one of the Call of Duties.
It was probably this one that we got here.
Yeah.
The Black Ops, the first one. That's hilarious. But yeah, so I think people just like the PC because like the graphics is crazy and it's better than anything. But then that goes down a whole different path, and people I don't want to go down that way because people are like feel a type of way about like, yeah, we better, we did it.
Oh yeah, that's like iPhone versus Android.
Basically.
Even though iPhone is superior.
Don't get this started in the
Android
comments.
users, their pictures, you know.
That's so funny. I think I was listening to Joe Rogan and he was talking about that iPhone, Android. He's like, man, iPhone just had to figure it out. He's like, don't get me wrong, Android, like they have some great technical stuff, but they just haven't figured out how to make your pictures look like shit.
You ever go to a website and you feel like, oh man, this website was made in 1995?
Yeah, that's Android.
I'm sorry.
Nothing against Androids.
I'm sorry.
Because more people have Androids than they do iPhones. But,
for real?
Yeah, no, that's the thing. But that's in the world. Because Androids are cheaper most of the time than iPhones are. You know.
Yeah.
And so, but like I know what you're talking about because I used to have an Android, and like I would send shit. And people were like, man, why does shit look so pixelated?
You felt like you were like 5 years behind.
No, actually, like I didn't. I felt like I was like, man, all this technical stuff, but then iPhone was just. I think I realized iPhone is for like people who just want it simple, just simple things, and like Android, you can just get more technical with things, but at the same time, it's kind of like people who are like smarter than you in an area that you don't really care about. You're just like, why do I care about this?
You know, I was one of the last people to convert over to smartphones.
Really?
I had a flip phone for a long time. Way before, dude, people would clown me like, yo, you still have a flip phone? I had a flip phone for a long time.
Was it like what is it? Like a Nokia? Or
yeah,
like,
it was one of those.
Wow.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
Not the old brick one. I had the indestructible brick one, but with the model after that, I had that for a long time.
You remember Razors?
Like I didn't have a Razor.
Oh, I had a Razor, and I remember, but like, man, them flip phones, it was just something about if you was angry or something, just slamming the phone and be like, man, get off my phone.
Dude, I could throw my Nokia across the room if I was mad and then just go pick it up like nothing happened. I literally did that a couple times.
That's hilarious.
You can't do that with an iPhone.
No, not anymore.
Maybe an Android.
Maybe an Android.
Your pictures will probably still look the same.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. We're gonna move on to the next topic. But anyway, real quick, make sure get your gaming on Xbox, PS5. Just have fun, man.
Yeah, don't listen to me.
Enjoy it.
I'm an old hater.
Just have fun with it. We're gonna move to the next topic here. We're gonna get into a little bit of the creative corners. That's what this is, the segment that we're called in. Play some jazz music here or something. I don't know.
Jazz.
Or some uplifting music. But this creative corner where basically we try to give what we feel like is, you know, some solid advice to people who are like creative, whether you're a musician, artist, just any type of creative. Yeah. And one thing that I wanted to bring up was I talked to Jay about this a little bit some days ago, but I wanted to bring it up because I thought it'd be good. Where basically I'm talking when it comes to being on your creative journey or like on your creative path, man, one thing that we tend to forget, and this is not just only for creatives, but just everybody in life, man, we tend to think that like, you know, when other people are to get like, let's say if you're a musician, they get placements on big records or they just get placements and you haven't got yours and you feel like you've put in your time, man, one thing you got to realize is that everybody.
So this is for producers specifically when you talk about that.
Well, it can be really for anybody, really. Just like when you feel like you've gotten your big break.
Gotcha.
And so, man, things happen at different times for everybody. Yeah. You know, one of the things that I remember is a friend of mine, a friend of a friend that I know. He produces for a really big artist in Atlanta that I would say that most people know. And I remember like he was telling me a story of like before he moved. I think he actually might be from South Carolina.
Oh, really?
South or North? I can't remember.
You don't know what part?
Nah, I ain't spoken to him in a minute. Gotcha. But he used to work at a call center.
Me too.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I was right beside him.
I know who he is. But he used to work at a call center, and I remember he would make like beats every single day, man, just trying to get a placement.
Are you talking about me?
No. He would make beats every single day, and this is when MySpace was popping. Mm-hmm. And so like he was making these R&B beats and just like, you know, making a bunch of things, but nothing was ever really happening. And one thing led to another, just life happened, and basically he got approached by this big artist manager and was like, yo, I like your music, I like your vibes, the production, I think you could work great with this other artist. Mm-hmm. His big artist. And basically, he worked with him. He landed his first big record.
Yeah.
And this was like a really big record. And
like on the radio.
Like on a radio type of big record.
Okay.
And so he landed it, but one thing that he was telling me, he's like, man, at that time, when you get your first big like placement or just your first big break, you feel like, oh, bet my life's about to change.
Right.
But now this is specific to the music industry. Is like, man, when you get your first big placement, a lot of the times you just got to keep like making your next one. Like you can't just stop at the one.
Oh no.
And so what he was telling me, he's like, man, listen, because the way that the music industry works, it's kind of slow. A lot of it. Yes. Just it takes forever. All the paperwork, all these things of whether or not this will even make an album or make a project or whatever. Man. He was telling me that to say that he landed that first big placement, but it wasn't some months until he actually saw something come from that. Right. And so like he was like, yeah, this is gonna make the record. And he was like, all right, bet. He was saying that, man, even after you get your first big placement, you got to keep going because you never know, one, if it's really gonna change your life, or two, if it's even gonna amount to anything, you know. And so
it's gonna amount to something, but it might not be what you want it to be. Is what you're saying.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep. And so he was saying, man, once you even get one thing, you just got to think about the next thing. Not that you can't enjoy that first thing that you land, but also don't sort of like just put all your eggs in that one basket. Right. And so, because I know there's like the perfect, I think that you can probably chime in on is a friend of yours that you were telling me. If you want to talk about it, because I know we've like talked about it before. Your friend that landed another, like he also landed a big placement, and he had a feeling like, yo, my life's about to change.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, I'll talk about myself first, like real quick, and then talk about that. So me personally, like my story, I've gotten big placements with big artists, you know what I mean? But all my placements have kind of been like album cuts. I've never had that one record that hit the radio, you know, that did really well in terms of radio success. And, you know, I'm grateful for everything I've ever gotten. Like, I'm thankful to everybody, you know what I mean? So I don't ever want to sound like I'm negative or throwing dirt in any way, you know, anything like that. But, you know, with my first placement, kind of thought my life was going to change a little bit more than it really did. More so my mindset changed because I went from not knowing that this stuff was possible to actually knowing that it was possible. Like, a guy from where I'm from with no connections, you know what I mean? My uncle isn't an A&R, my uncle isn't some big guy. I actually got on a major album and then I did it a couple times. But you know, it didn't catapult my life to another level of success, which is fine. So you just kind of have to keep your head on when it comes to things like that and just understand that, you know, if you're in the music game or, you know, if you're in the creative field, not everything is going to go exactly how you want it to go. You just have to keep your head down and keep working, man. You know, you mentioned that other producer I was telling you about. He got a placement with one of the biggest artists in the world. And then that artist, the music that artist put out didn't go crazy. And his life didn't go crazy like how he thought it was going to go. And you know what I mean? Also, another thing I see producers do, I didn't tell that story very well. That story's a lot better than how I just told it. But another thing I see producers do is they think that they deserve something. Like, man, I've been producing for 10 years. All these artists are haters. They're not putting me on. Nobody owes you anything.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, you're sending beats to some guy. He doesn't owe you anything. You just got to keep your head down and just keep going if that's something that you really want, and just know that, you know, things might not go your way. You just got to keep at it.
I think I was listening to some podcast, I think yesterday, and like one thing that they harped on when it came to like, I guess, I don't think it was necessarily in the music industry, but it was more so like in the art world. Where you just have to be ready for like a pivot. You have to be ready just when things switch up, because, you know, things aren't always going to go, like you were saying, the way that you think they're going to go. Right. And you have to be ready if like something switches up, and you always got to be open to things.
When you say art world, you're talking about like painters,
okay, and stuff like that. And just like how like 1 minute something people will love this like style, and then next minute they're like, this is done, like this is old news. And sometimes you just gotta be ready for things. The music industry, I think, works the same way.
Yeah, I mean,
where like sometimes sound dominates, but then
crunk.
I remember when crunk was around. I was like, wow, this is like a movement, and then next thing you know, boom, it's gone. It's people still making the music, but it's not as like mainstream as it once was.
It's different little weird subgenres pop up and go crazy, and then 6 months from now, kind of fade away a little bit.
Exactly. So saying all that to say, man, like things happen. I feel like for me, my personal view and philosophy on life is like things happen when they're meant to happen. You just got to be ready. Right. And so you just got to make sure that you're always putting in work and like, you're sharpening your skills and your skill set and everything. But I think that like never try to rush anything. Cause I remember when I was younger and I was like, I was making beats. Now looking back, I'm like, this shit was garbage. Right. But feeling like I was like, yo, I want somebody to give me an opportunity. Right. I'm ready to make a hit. I'm ready to do this and that. But in reality, being like, bro, I wouldn't have known what to have done. Right. I would have been like looking stupid. Yeah. And so just being humble, man, and just trying to, like I said, just sharpening your skills, and hopefully, when an opportunity comes up, because people recognize talent when they see it. They can recognize like, wow, this is dope. Mm-hmm. It's just, man, like I said, some people pop off at different times for different reasons.
Yeah, and also, it's not even always about talent.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, we know so many talented people. Yeah. So a lot of times it's about putting yourself out there, getting into the right rooms, getting heard by the right people. And that's just a numbers game. Mm-hmm. We're not going to have the whole quality versus quantity conversation, but you got to put some quantity out there to try to, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah.
That's how it is. I think I look at it the same way that some of these people who became like real big on social media, they kind of like paid attention to how it worked. Yeah. And then they just kept evolving with it, to like just constantly put themselves out there and like just try to adapt. They're never always doing the same thing. Right. So they're always trying new things. So keep trying things, man, and just like stay persistent.
Don't be entitled. That's the word I was looking for before.
There you go. Don't be entitled. Yep. Okay. Going from that creative corner to a more, I would say, leisurely and lighthearted topic. We're going to toss it over to JRB over here because he's got your top news.
Okay, here are the most important things that happened around the world last week. Are you ready, E?
Let's go.
Dog shoots Plano man in the leg.
What?
I really enjoy animal stories. Last week we had a bunch of animal stories.
A dog shot a Plano man.
Plano is just a city in Texas, I think. Yeah. Fortunately, it was just a through and through shot. It didn't hit a main artery or anything. Police officer David Tilley said in a phone interview, he took himself to the hospital and he's fine. The incident led Plano police to issue tips for the safe and responsible use of firearms.
I mean, what is he going to say to the dog? He's going to be like, all right, look, now this is how you put it on safety. Like, what?
I think he had the gun in his lap or something.
And the dog jumped on him?
And then stood up, dog went,
Damn,
you know what I mean?
The dog was trying to commit homicide, bro. He said he didn't like him.
Said he wasn't getting fed enough. Uh-huh. More amazing animal news. Hokkaido City deploys monster wolf robot to scare bears away from residential areas. Yo, this robot is amazing looking.
For real?
This robot looks like something from a horror movie.
What the hell? That shit looks scary
as
hell.
Dude, imagine you were a drunk man and you were stumbling home.
And then you hear...
and then a giant wolf robot just like rolls up on you.
Holy... that's wild.
So this is a wolf robot that can roar and flash its eyes to scare off brown bears entering populated areas and has been introduced in the city in Japan after a steep rise in sightings of the animals in residential parts of the city.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yo, whoever like controls that bear, yo, they gotta have like a blast, just like walking around with their remote control from wherever they are.
There's more I could read, but that's the basics of it. I would love to see that.
Wow.
Imagine just seeing that.
What if they eventually get like a dog patrol or something like that? So like to
robot dogs,
robot dogs, and they like Because they're like, you know what? The real canines and stuff like that, you know, they get to chill.
That's the next Terminator.
That's the next Terminator. It's a dog robot.
Baby Shark becomes YouTube's most watched video of all time.
Yo, I actually saw that because it had just beat Despacito.
The song has now been played over 7 billion times, overtaking Despacito. Played back to back, that would mean Baby Shark has been streamed continuously for 30,000 years.
Jesus.
Pink Frog, the company that made it, stands to have made about 5.2 million from YouTube streams.
Oh my God.
I feel like that number should be higher. 5 million feels low.
It does feel low
for that. 7 billion streams.
I mean, they still good for the rest of the...
So I didn't know this. It took 4 years for Baby Shark to ascend the top of YouTube's most played charts. Huh. But the song is thought to have originated in U.S. summer camps in the 1970s.
Wait, what? Oh,
our cat is talking a lot right now.
Tails over here. What up, Tails? Here, Baby Shark.
One theory says the song was invented in 1975 as Steven Spielberg's Jaws became an office smash around the world.
Wait, what?
People say this song was thought to have originated in U.S. summer camps in the 1970s.
Wow. So, man, so you mean to tell me that the person who originally created, or people who originally created their Baby Shark about to get sued?
Wow. Nobody knows who made it.
That's wild.
There are international versions, and it even became a minor hit in Europe in 2007. So the song's been around for a long time. I didn't know that.
Wow.
Yep.
Damn.
The song has also been used in prison torture.
Right, that is a torture song.
Last month, the song was at the center of another controversy where 3 prison workers in Oklahoma were accused of using it to punish inmates. According to court documents, 5 prisoners were handcuffed against the wall and forced to stand for 2 hours while listening to Baby Shark on repeat.
Bruh.
Exposure to the song put undue emotional stress on the inmates who are most likely already suffering.
I'm pretty sure the parents, like people who have children, they can be like, yeah, that song, like, I feel
like that would be an enjoyable prison experience.
Nah.
Just Baby Shark.
You think that, but when you ain't got nothing else to listen to and you're forced to listen to it, and they're like, we're going to put this on repeat.
All right, the last most important story of the week. DC Liquor Store sells more champagne after Trump lost than on the last 2 New Year's combined.
Wow.
Typically, New Year's is the biggest seller day. Blah. They sell the most on New Year's. Okay. When Trump lost, it outsold the previous 2 years combined as far as champagne goes.
People was popping bottles.
Yes.
Wow.
It's amazing.
That's crazy. It's crazy. Man, this year is just full of surprises. You never know what the hell, like all these records breaking, but it's for the weirdest reasons. It just that's wild.
That's it.
And that's the news from Jetty Bombardier. All right, so going on from that, it's actually we're gonna get to another topic that actually Jared B wanted to bring up.
Yes, this is a topic near and dear to my heart.
Like I always forget how to pronounce this because I keep thinking that you're saying the singer Fantasia or like the movie Fantasia. Isn't that a movie?
I guess.
Anastasia. I'm thinking about Anastasia. My bad. Sorry. But go ahead if you want to start it off because like I need to know.
So there's something called aphantasia.
Aphantasia. Okay.
Only 1 to 2% of people have this. This year, I found out that I have this, and it was the most mind-blowing thing. One of the most mind-blowing things in my life.
Okay.
It's like figuring out the rest of the world has a superpower that you do not have.
So
honestly, y'all have a superpower.
That's funny.
It's amazing.
So tell them what aphantasia is.
Okay. It is the ability to see things with your brain. It's like the mind's eye. So basically, if I ask you as a listener to envision a red apple, can your brain create it and you actually see it? Like your brain actually creates this thing.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Now, there are different levels to this, but most human beings can do this. Me, I can't do this at all. Never been able to do it for my entire life. And I just found out this year. I've been living my whole life like this. I had no idea that people could do this, and it's fucking amazing to me.
Like what makes it funny is like, because I feel like when I was a kid, or if I'd ever in school or something, they would be like, all right, everybody now close your eyes and pretend that you're in a garden or in a field.
Exactly. So for you guys, you actually saw it.
Yeah. Just be like, okay. Yeah,
I never saw it.
I could kind of vaguely make up a field of maybe where I've been. Like,
go to your was it happy place or special place?
Happy place.
You actually close your eyes and see it.
Well, like, I don't know if I have a happy place. No.
You don't see the beach? I would see the beach if I could see a place.
I mean, I can create a beach in my head. Like, I could be like, this looks like a beach. I don't know if it might be a culmination of like previous beaches that I've went to.
How realistic is it?
I think it's pretty realistic. Like, it's probably like there's probably a beach that looks like it.
Okay.
And so, but like, I mean, I can do the thing that you're talking about where you said you can't do it, where you can tell me picture a red apple. I'd be like, bet I got one in my head right now. Like, I see it. And you can't do that.
The rest of the world has imagine you woke up and you found out that 99% of humans can do something you can't do. That shit blew my mind.
That's wild. That is interesting.
I can't believe y'all can do this.
Yeah, like
anyone listening to this, if you have, it'd be amazing if somebody just found out about this.
They were like, "Oh my god!"
I found out about it on a random Facebook comment, and then everybody was in the comments, and I was like, "Wait, you guys can do this thing?"
And people are
they're like, "Yeah, you can't. What's wrong with you?"
They're like, "Son."
So then you Google it, and you find this whole entire world, which is insane. Also, another thing, I'm in a group chat with my boys from back home. I brought this up to my boys. This is one of the most mind-blowing things of my entire life.
And they were like, yeah, we can do it.
Everyone in the group chat completely ignored me. Nobody said anything, and then they just started sharing like big booty girls in the group chat.
Oh my god.
Nobody, bro. I was so
hilarious. That's crazy. And it's funny because, like, I guess maybe because, like, I've been able to do it ever since I was a kid. I don't feel like it's that special.
And so many things make sense to me now. Imaginary friends. I never understood that shit.
Oh, like, I never understood it either. But, like, I kind of get the concept of why kids do it. But.
So when you were a kid, did you have one?
No, I didn't have one. Okay. I was my own friend. My little brother, or my sister, or, like, my other friends.
And I talked to my parents. Both of them. My parents are over 60, and I revealed this to them. They had no idea either, and they're 60 years old. They didn't know the rest of the world could do this.
They couldn't do it either?
Neither one of them can do it.
Damn,
they can't see things.
They passed it to you.
Yep.
Damn. Yep. That's wild.
Another thing, can you do this? Because I was just reading about it the other day. People can think of a smell and then smell it.
Think of a smell.
Can you do that?
Let me think. I'm trying. The first smell that came in my head was like lavender.
All right, gasoline.
It's like I think my brain can't do it completely. Like my brain goes, "Oh, this is what it is," and then it loses it. Okay. If that makes sense. I don't think I can do it. I didn't know people could do that. Like you could actually I know what that smells like.
So that's not a everybody thing?
No, I don't think so. Oh. Because I'm pretty sure most people can do this who have the sense of smell. When you smell something, you know what it is. Mm-hmm. But like I can't think somebody goes, what does garlic smell like? I'll be like, shit, I don't know. Like I don't know. I mean you'd have to show me. Yeah. But that's crazy. That's really crazy. I think this is really random.
What?
But I realized something that I had a fear of.
What?
It's I'm pretty sure like people talk about it and on Reddit and stuff like that. I have what is it? Tryptophobia or
you talking about the fear of the sea?
No. It's fear of let me not say like what I was about to say, but it's basically when things they kind of look like wounds.
Oh, the little bumpy things. That doesn't affect me.
No, not bumpy thing. It like I can show you.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
It's like these weird little
holes,
circular things. That doesn't bug me.
They appear all over like different things.
That bugs you?
That makes me feel weird. It really like I'll be like I can't look at this for too long because it makes me think it's like a scar. Because for some reason I remember I saw one thing randomly. This is gonna sound really weird, but I saw like somebody had done a 3D rendering of like a piece of broccoli, right? They cut it in half and it had all these different shapes on the inside from the 3D thing. And I looked at it and it reminded me for some reason, maybe it triggered something from my childhood, but it reminded me of somebody having a wound on their foot and you could see the muscle, but it had all these different like holes in it. And I was like, that's infected. No.
So you're bothered by broccoli?
No. I'm bothered by things that look like wounds. Like it's really weird. Like people. It just. I guess maybe sometimes amethyst rocks like make me feel like that.
Oh, I love those. You don't like those?
You ever seen the rocks that actually on the outside it looks like a rock, but the inside is you can see the amethyst?
Yeah, I love that.
Sometimes it makes me feel like it's like a scar or a wound. Oh. And it's really weird, and it gives me like this.
But they're so colorful and beautiful.
Yeah, but it makes my brain has some sort of like thing where it makes it think of like a scar or a wound or something. It's like tryptophobia or something like that.
Yeah,
I can't remember what it is, but yeah, but I've noticed that some people don't. A lot of people don't have that. It's like a few people who have it. It makes it feel uneasy, you know.
Yeah, I feel yeah.
But yeah,
taking it back to the aphantasia thing, it's like my memory isn't as good at all, and now I understand why. And this thing, I've been reading a lot about it. It's related to memory, and it can even fuck up your relationships. You know, like
if you forget something.
Well, yeah, but other people have these vivid memories,
yeah,
because they can see it.
Yeah.
But for me, I can't, and I forget things way easier, way more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they feel like, oh, you don't give a fuck.
You don't care.
Yeah, but it's like, man, my brain don't work like y'all's. My brain ain't good.
Wild. Damn.
But yeah, man.
Well, if you're just now realizing you have aphantasia, leave us a comment.
Try to visualize something.
Yeah, try to visualize something and see if you can actually see it.
If you can't, you're like me, man. It's just darkness, man.
When people would ask you, go to your happy place, you were like, it's a dark room.
you can't say that. You just think of it. And then people reading books, you guys actually see the things you read. That's amazing.
I don't do that.
You don't do that?
No, I don't do that. I just see words.
You see words?
Like I'm reading the words and I'm like, I can't envision this. And so, because I think I'm just like, I want to get through the book.
I don't think your brain works that good either.
No, it doesn't. Okay. I'm real forgetful, but that's just me.
Yeah.
So anyway, but we're going to move on to
I want to talk about that for another hour.
The aphantasia.
Yes.
We'll do a whole special podcast on it.
Okay.
We'll bring us somebody who's a specialist on it.
Yes. Episode number 100. We need that.
Exactly. So the next thing that we're going to actually go to is the next segment that we actually did last time, which is top 5.
Oh my gosh.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
I want you to go first because mine suck.
No, I got you. People about to hate on Jared B. Don't hate on Jared B. But
my brain don't work like y'all.
So
I perceive comedy differently.
Okay. So today's top 5, which I feel like I've talked to my closest friends from back home about this, and we all like some people feel like real strongly about this. But we're going to talk about our top 5 comedians. Now, this doesn't mean the greatest who ever did it.
Right.
It doesn't
what we enjoy.
What we enjoy, exactly. And I'm not gonna lie, for a second, there was like 2 that I was like, damn, how could I forget them? And I'm like, yeah, I love their comedy. So I'm gonna list my top 5. This is not in any order. I'm not saying anybody's better than anybody else. This is my top 5 favorite comedians.
Jerry Seinfeld.
No, so I'm gonna list my top 5 comedians. So one of them being Bill Burr. Bill Burr, like, man, I think he's one of the funniest dudes.
Can I just say something? I enjoy Bill Burr. I don't know if I've ever laughed at Bill Burr. He just seems like an angry dad that makes me smirk occasionally.
Yeah. I think that's why I like him, because I feel like that's me. Like, I'm not even a dad, but I feel like I get angry like a dad would.
You enjoy angry dad comedy.
The next one that I'm going to say is R.I.P. Bernie Mac.
Dude, I forgot about
Bernie Mac. Dang. Yeah, man. I think he was one of the greatest comedians.
He was funny. I completely forgot about him.
Bernie Mac. The Bernie Mac show, like all the comedy gold that was in there. His wife was fine, but like he was so funny to me. Next, I feel like a lot of people would name this person, Dave Chappelle.
Yep.
Dave Chappelle, I think, man, like his like doing Chappelle's show to his stand-ups and like all the movies he's done, man, this dude's a legend. So Dave Chappelle, another one that I watched growing up that I felt like he was talking about my life a lot, but and like just how I grew up. George Lopez.
Did you know Bill Burr was on Dave Chappelle?
Yeah.
I just saw that episode and I was like, oh shit, that was Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Sorry to.
Oh yeah, no, you good.
I'll fuck that up. George Lopez, he's funny.
George Lopez, man, I remember he had a special called "Why Are You Crying?" and I remember I watched it and I was like, this is my life. This is literally my life.
That's funny.
And then plus he had the George Lopez show, like one of the best shows ever created, and so great. And then lastly, Chris Rock.
Chris Rock.
Yeah.
I almost put him in my top 5. He probably should be in my top 5, but I didn't.
Oh, people about to comment. I hate JRB's, Jetty's top 5.
All right, so my top 5 is...
Oh, boy.
People not going...
Uh-oh, here we go.
All right. I love Bobby Lee.
Wow.
Bobby Lee is hilarious to me, yo.
Okay.
He doesn't even have a stand-up special.
He doesn't.
But I like watching his stand-up clips on YouTube. There's barely any out there. Wow. But he's real weird, wild. Yeah. Love Bobby Lee.
Okay.
Number 2, Theo Von.
Okay, yeah, I can get behind that. He's really funny.
I love Theo's style, and he has a weird way of talking.
Yeah.
Kind of wish I was Theo Von on some days. I just love the way he talks. Number 3, Dave Chappelle.
Of course.
Gotta have Dave in there.
Yeah,
he's hilarious. Number 4, Mitch Hedberg.
Oh, that's that dude who he wore those glasses. He had that long hair.
He has the weirdest comedy style ever. His delivery is super weird.
Yeah.
His jokes are like 5 to 10 seconds long.
Yeah.
And he'll hit you with like 100 jokes.
That's hilarious.
I just love that guy. He died from an overdose. I wish he would have, still be around. Number 5, I don't even think he's that hilarious, but I love this guy. I love watching his comedy. I feel like he'd be a great guy to hang out with. Hannibal Buress.
Oh,
I love Hannibal.
Yeah.
He's super weird. And that's my guy. So my top 5 is kind of,
Yeah, people about to fight you, and they're about to comment on this show.
It's just the 5 that I enjoy the most.
I get you. It makes sense.
Like slight underground weird comedy.
Hannibal's pretty funny. When I remember the first time I saw him was the Eric Andre show.
Yeah.
And he was on there, and I was just like, yo, who the fuck is this dude? This dude's hilarious. But, okay, that's an interesting top 5. I would have never thought Bobby Lee would be on there.
Bro, have you seen his stand-up?
No, I really haven't seen it. Just like, only his podcast I've listened to.
I love his stand-up.
That's dope. But how do y'all feel about that top 5?
Y'all don't have to tell us.
They're about to be like, Jetty, get Jetty out of here.
You don't have to tell us.
So, yeah, just, if you got a top 5, man, comment it on our latest post, which will drop tomorrow or when you're listening to this today or whenever. Let us know how you feel about it. What's your top 5, or who did we forget that you feel like needs to be up there? I know there's a bunch of people,
and it's not the top 5 greatest of all time.
It's
that's not what we were just listing.
Exactly, just your personal favorites.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so going from the top 5, we're gonna go ahead and go to the segment that closes out our show, which is the Not All Here moment. And so I already know my Not All Here moment. If you want to go first. Like, I know mine off the top of my head.
All right, I got many.
You got many?
Let me pull up the list. I'll let you pick.
Okay, all right.
Hang on.
Everybody waiting in suspense.
Hang on. Okay.
All right.
Marinara or wheelchair?
Marinara or wheelchair?
Which one?
I didn't pick a too exciting one last time. Now, at first, I'm not saying this is what I'm choosing. At first, wheelchair makes you want to be like, wheelchair? What the hell? But then I really would say that marinara might be the more interesting choice. Let's do marinara.
Marinara. Okay. So, a long time ago, I had a girlfriend. Mm-hmm. I actually had one of those.
Make it sound like it's an ancient story. Like a long time ago, I had like it's been years.
Far ago,
away.
I had a girlfriend. Uh-huh. So we lived in different areas. I lived in Florence. She lived in Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
So she hits me up. She's like, hey, I got some pizza. Want to come over? I'm like, yeah,
Uh-huh.
It's going to be a good day. Pizza,
Yeah.
So I go over there. Now, by the time we lived a ways apart.
Uh-huh.
By the time I get there, she's done eating.
Mm-hmm.
There's pizza in the bedroom. She's in another room. She's studying. She was in college at the time.
Okay.
She's like, yeah, I'm done. Pizza's in there. Go grab pizza. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm eating pizza. She has breadsticks. She has marinara sauce.
Mm.
Half of the marinara sauce is gone.
Mm.
So I'm eating breadsticks. I use the rest of the marinara sauce.
Mm.
I don't think anything of it.
Uh-oh.
So then she comes in the room. She explodes. She goes crazy. She's like, yo, I can't believe you finished the fucking marinara sauce. I was going to use that tomorrow. I can't believe. I'm like, yo, chill out. It's just
marinara sauce.
It's just marinara
I'll go
sauce.
buy you some more right now.
Like, yo, chill out. She gets heated. The intensity level just rises. And at one point, I literally say, yo, am I being punked right now?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, yo, is there a hidden camera in here? Like, yo, why? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Right? Bro, she tries to kick me out of her apartment.
Okay.
I'm like, yo, I'm not leaving. It's marinara sauce. Like, chill out. You ate half, I ate the other half. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She's like, yo, get the fuck out of my house or I'm calling the police.
Whoa. Holy.
It raised to that level.
Over some marinara sauce.
Over marinara sauce. So at that point, whole time I'm trying to laugh it off. I'm just like, yo.
You don't believe it. You're
Yeah.
like, what the hell?
At that point, I'm like, all right, this don't feel right.
Yeah.
I'm getting yelled at right now in this situation. So I leave. I drive to Pizza Hut. I pay 75 cents.
For marinara sauce.
They wouldn't give me one for free. I had to pay. I think I used my debit card. I had to buy 75 cents worth of marinara sauce. I went back to her house, knocked on the door. She wouldn't let me in. I'm like, yo, just open the door. Finally, she opens the door. I give her the marinara sauce and then leave. And then we might have talked like one time after that. Relationship was done.
What?
It was over.
That was the reason?
Marinara sauce.
Yo, there had to have been something else going on, like marinara. But what if, like, she got triggered? She had PTSD, and she was like, "This reminds me of my childhood." Like, that's wild,
bruh. It was one of the most weirdest moments of my entire life.
That's really weird.
I got broken up with over marinara sauce.
Over marinara sauce.
Yes.
Holy.
I didn't tell that story super well. That story's supposed to be funnier than that.
That's I just think people are left like they want to know why. They want to know.
Right.
That's really weird over some marinara shit. But so, well, if you don't mind me asking, like, did she afterward, like, y'all just stopped talking and you were like, I guess it's over, or did she say this is done?
No, she didn't say this is done. It's just I feel like I kind of stopped hitting her as much.
Oh.
She kind of stopped hitting me as much. Maybe we saw each other one more time after that. It was just over.
It was just over?
Yeah.
You think she thinks about, this motherfucker took my marinara sauce?
To this day?
Yeah.
No, she probably don't even realize it. I'm probably the only one that thinks about that.
That's crazy.
I literally questioned if there was a camera in the room.
That's, bruh.
She was like, this is the last straw.
What? Damn, she must have had a bad day or something. And then after that, she was like, damn, he stopped hitting me. Like, she had a better day the next day. She was like, damn, he won't.
Or she just used that as an excuse.
Yeah. She was just like, all right, well, you know what? This is it. Yeah. I think this is solid.
That shit was weird. But it felt so good to hand her the marinara sauce. Top 10 moment in my life was just giving her that packet
and then leaving.
And then leaving.
You were like a player. You're like, here you go. Huh.
Here.
And then you left.
Goodbye.
And she was like, wait, no.
I gave you what you wanted.
That's hilarious. That's wild.
Yeah.
Because you're left like, what the fuck? But I could see it. Maybe she was like, this is it. Whatever. Marinara sauce, but still doesn't make any sense.
That's my. I was all there. She was not all here.
She was
that one wasn't about me.
It was about her.
Yeah,
I get you. That makes sense.
If you listen to this, I hope you're doing better as far as pizza goes.
I hope you have.
When you consume pizza, I hope the sauce doesn't consume you as much now.
I hope you have a lifetime supply of marinara sauce, so that way you never run out.
I hope you go to Sam's Club and just buy a big jar, right? And then you don't have to worry about these things.
That's hilarious. Okay, so going from that, I'm gonna go to my not on here moment, and I've been wanting to say this for a minute because I was like, I can't believe I forgot about this. Like, I forget about all these moments. So my story basically starts when I think it was like right before I was about to go to college. I was like 16, 17, I'm probably 18. Now, I'm very ditzy. Sometimes I don't realize a lot of shit's going on in my life. So when I was around that age, I was working a construction job, right? Very stereotypical, whatever. But we were fixing up this school over the summer. Mm-hmm. And basically, we were doing like renovations and stuff like that. So at the job, there was this guy. Let's just call him Mike for confidential sake.
Can we call him George Lopez?
No. People were like, George Lopez. Then this clip goes viral. But there's this guy named Mike. And this guy was like, I want to say at the time, he was like in his late 40s, early 50s. And,
sounds like George Lopez.
No. But it was me, him, another guy, and like I think all together it was like 6 to 8 guys. And most of the time, of course, there's a lot of Latin people working construction jobs.
Okay.
And so we were all working, and he was like kind of like a real charismatic, talkative guy. And I remember going to the job, and he would always be like, yeah, man, I be having these crazy parties at my crib. And like, y'all should come through. It'd be girls, all this stuff like that. And me, I'm not really too much of a party person. Like, I'll pull up, but within 5 minutes, I'll leave. I'm like, all right, I said hey to everybody, I'm gone.
Yeah.
So anyway, one weekend is coming up. It's like a Thursday. It's about to be on Friday. And he's like, yo, man, y'all need to come through. I'm about to have some girls come through my house. And y'all should come through. It's going to be nice. We're going to have food, drinks, whatever. They might even strip a little, da-da-da.
Maybe some pizza?
Maybe some pizza. Yeah, you might, maybe some breadsticks and marinara sauce. But he goes, y'all should come through. And then I'm like, cool. And at the time, I had this friend of mine. His name was Oscar. And he was like, real cool dude. And he was like, yo, let's go to the party. And I was like, man, I kind of don't really want to go. And he's like, man, come on, just stop, being a hermit. Let's go. I'm like, all right, bet.
Yeah.
So the next day, it's Friday after work. He's like, hey, come through the crib about 10, 11. I'm like, all right, bet. So I pull up to this house. It's actually a nice house. It's like a 2-story, 5-6 bedroom house. And I'm like, okay. But then like one red flag I noticed was like the grass wasn't cut. It was like actually kind of tall grass. And I was like, why isn't this grass cut? Whatever, not paying attention. I pull up. I'm one of the first people that shows up. And it's me and my friend Oscar. He pulls up right after me. We get in there and he's like, hey, what's up, man? What's going on? Yeah, go have a seat. And there's like 3, 4, 5 women there. And I think nothing of it. I'm like, okay, this is cool. And like one of them is chilling on this couch, and then there's another like there's like 3 couches like in a almost like not a rectangle but like a little I don't know what you call it. It's just like 2 on the side and then 1 in the end, so it makes like this half rectangle type of thing. So he goes, go ahead, sit, chill up next to a lady or something. And I'm like, all right. And so I'm chilling. And, I said, hey, how you doing? She's like, oh, I'm good. How you doing? My name's such and such. And I'm like, okay, it's nice to meet you. They're all just real chill. I don't talk to anyone after that. And like, I'm just chilling, not thinking anything. More people start to arrive. And it's like a bunch of guys. And I'm like, okay, where the rest of the women? So then I'm looking around, and Mike's like, yo, anybody want a sloppy Joe?
Sloppy Joe?
Yeah. Y'all want, I got sloppy Joe, I got this, and this.
It's a strange party.
Yeah, this is a really strange party. But then it starts to hit me. I start to see some shit. So I'm paying attention. I look at the girls, they start dancing, and they're all like stripping and shit. And they're like, and I'm just like, okay, bet. Like, this is cool, free show, whatever. And then one of the guys goes, hey, throw him some ones. And I'm like, I didn't come with no money. Like, I ain't got no money like that. So they're all getting naked, and they start getting naked and shit and dancing. And I'm like, okay, and it's still not hitting me what's going on. So then I see my friend Oscar, and I'm like trying to talk to him real quick, and I'm like, hey yo, but what ends up happening was this girl like leads him upstairs, and he pulls out a condom, and I'm like, he about to smash? Like, damn, how do you pull that so quick? Bruh, I turn around, I kid you not, in the kitchen, there's a bunch of pots being cooked. Like, somebody's whipping in the kitchen. And then all of a sudden...
Noodles?
Nah, it's not noodles. It's not noodles.
Sloppy Joes.
Nah, ain't no sloppy Joes.
Oh.
It's like, it looks like it looks like crack. That's what it looks like. I kid you not. And then I'm like, yo, where the fuck am I at? I'm like, what is going on here? And then next thing you know, I see another one of the workers. There's this older woman, like she's like in her 60s, but she's wearing like a skimpy outfit.
She was like the sorority mom of the house,
basically. And she grabs this one older.
You said she was a skimpy outfit.
Skimpy outfit.
What?
And she grabs this one dude that was one of the workers and pulls him into the bathroom, and the door's shut. And you don't hear nothing. And then I remember I was chilling. I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And then he comes out, and then I hear him. He's talking in Spanish to a friend. And that's when it hits me. He's talking. He's like, hey, yo, I didn't know what to do, so I gave her $100. And I'm like, huh? And he's like, yeah, she just pulled me in. She started sucking me up, and she started doing this and this. And she pulled out her hand and like as the motion to give her money. And I was like, oh shit, am I in a trap house right now? Then I start to see like, oh, this motherfucker got drugs. He's got all these women who are just like basically, what was it? A woman, cause she came up to me, she's like, do you want to go upstairs? And I was like, what we about to do? And then she was like,
anything you want, baby.
Anything you want, but you got to pay me this amount of money. And I was like, in my brain, I was like, oh, why didn't I see the signs? I'm in a fucking trap house. Damn, this dude's like a pimp, and he's got these girls, and they just making money for him.
That's wild.
So then what I do...
Did he work construction with you?
The dude who was the pimp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm gonna fill you in on something that happened later that got him fired. But basically what ended up happening was, to get out of it, I faked that somebody called me, and I was like, what, man, you're on the side of the road with a flat tire?
They killed who? I'm coming right now.
No, I just said like something like a flat tire, and then I was like, "Hey, yo, Mike, man, hey, my homie who's trying to come, he got a flat tire. I'm gonna go help him, and I'll be back later." And he was like, "Yeah, he's like, yeah, my man, no problem, no problem."
Plenty of sloppy joes, bro.
Bruh, I dipped out of there so quick.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I was like, "Yo, this is weird." So the follow up to that actually got him fired from the job was, we were at work. And this is how I knew. I was like, oh yeah, this dude's a pimp, and he just like has drugs and stuff. Was because there was a guy who they had hired. He actually had just gotten out of jail, and he was like working. And now at the time, mind you, we're at summer school, but there's still like employees of the school working like administrative stuff. And he goes, hey man, I heard you got some girls, you got some ladies. And he's like, yeah, man, what you want? I go pick one up right now. Bring her here. You just got to pay such and such. So he ended up bringing this girl to the school, and the dude ended up smashing her in the bathroom next to the administrative office.
What?
And basically they heard it, and then the boss, the construction job bosses came out and was like, yo, you fired. Y'all too, y'all fired. It was really wild.
Dang.
But basically, yeah, I was so like, I was so innocent, I think.
Right,
that I was like, yeah, of course, pretty ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, like sloppy joes. Like, man, this is pretty cool. When you're young, you're just like, yeah.
Oh, man, they cooking something? What's cooking?
Like, what's cooking? Oh, this is crack. I was like, oh, this is really weird.
That's hilarious.
There's white powder here, too? What the hell? It's really wild. And I'll never forget it. It's so funny. And after that, I was like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't work construction no more. And so I never went back.
Dang.
And I was done.
That's crazy.
But that's my not all here story. And
you were actually there. At first, you weren't all there. Then I was there.
You were
like, oh.
Yeah. So I came to the realization. I was like, oh, this is a place I don't want to be.
Both.
People warned me about this. But that was my not all here moment. And then this was Not All Here podcast episode 3.
Ew.
I am Easy L.
I am JRB, the producer, Jettison Bombardier, all that stuff.
Make sure you follow the podcast Instagram at Not All Here Podcast, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's it.
Follow our personal pages. It's Easy L, Cool Ass People's, Cool ASS PPL. You want to plug yours?
And JRB, the producer.
Make sure you follow us, man. We drop episodes weekly, every Monday. And yeah, stay tuned for the next episode next week.
Yeet.
Yo.